So now we've been working our way up to discussing business models. So first of all, what is a business model? So I'm showing you here three perhaps self-serving references that I've worked on over the years about what it means to have a business model. So a business model is a conceptual tool that expresses the business logic of a specific firm. Another definition is the method by which a firm organizes its resources to offer its customers value from which it can make money. And last, a description of an organization and how that organization functions in achieving its goals. For example, profitability, growth, social impact. So I think what a lot of these definitions and work in this area have in common is that a business model is something where you describe how value is created, delivered, and captured. So that's where the monetization part comes in, when you're capturing value. So we talk about new business models and data, we're talking about capturing value or monetizing your data. I just wanted to show you some examples of business model innovation in the data space. And so what you can see here are Grammarly, for example, is an example of trying to improve and proofread your documents, or Spotify, which is serving you up music that you like. And so in both these cases, what they've done is they managed to capture data from users, turn around and then use it to improve their products and services. So in the case of Grammarly, they can help you refine your document. They can also read through everything in your document. And that actually helps them produce better results for making good suggestions to you, which then improves the product again. In terms of Spotify, very similar idea. It's a freemium service, so that means that you get something for free, you get served up ads, which they use to make money. On the other hand, they also learn about what you like. And so they can offer you, as part of a subscription or a premium service, they can actually offer you a customized playlist based on the kinds of things that you like and you listen to. And last here we have Kespri, which I think is a very interesting case, which is, after a natural disaster, typically an insurance company would have to send out an inspector to make sure that the house, to see if the house or the building was damaged. And so the idea here is that they actually produced drones, and insurance companies could use the drones to inspect buildings after a flood or an earthquake or something like that. And they could use AI, so capture camera data, and then analyze that. And if they note that the building was damaged, they could actually turn around and pay the premium very, very quickly. So you can see how this sort of data AI model improved the insurance company's business model. So how do we describe a business model? There are many ways of thinking about business model. There are many little frameworks out there that you can use. The one I'm going to use today to talk about is something that I worked on many years ago, which is now known as the Business Model Canvas. And the Business Model Canvas basically has 9 categories or elements or components that people often use to describe a business model. And what I'm going to do here is walk through a couple examples very quickly. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go through every single component of a business model, but rather I'm just going to show you how data and AI could be used in certain parts of a business model components. I also have a book chapter on this, which will be made available to you. It's an open source, open document that you can look at to look at all the different aspects of business model in the Business Model Canvas. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to go through every single component of a business model, but I will start with a few of them that are affected by data and AI. But pretty much all these components are affected, but let's just focus in on some of the more important ones in this short video. So let's start with the value proposition. Many people consider this to be the heart of business models. And the value proposition basically refers to what is it that your customer or user gets out of your product, service, and so forth. So here we can see that data and AI can serve as a catalyst for creating differentiated and compelling offerings by enhancing products and services with intelligent features, automating personalization, and enabling the creation of entirely new AI-driven solutions. So example here could be DeepMind's AI solution for healthcare and its Streams app. These were developed to promptly identify patients at risk of acute kidney injury and showcase how data and AI can underpin new value propositions that significantly improve patient outcomes and operational efficiencies in healthcare settings. Another component of the business model is customer segments. So you think about it like exactly who are your customers or users and are they similar to each other in one way or another? So these are typically called customer segments. So here we can think about data and AI as revolutionizing the identification and understanding of customer segments by employing sophisticated data analysis and pattern recognition techniques. So if you think about Netflix employs AI to analyze your viewing patterns. So what you're looking at when you get on Netflix, search histories, what have you searched for, and most importantly, your ratings. So when you rate a film, it can cluster users into micro segments. So this small number of people have similar tastes in films. And so this segmentation allows for highly personalized content recommendations. Another very important component of business models is the revenue stream. In other words, from where are you monetizing or making money? And that can be things such as advertising if it's indirect. It could be a subscription service, could be pay for service, and there are many other ways of describing revenue streams. So here, data and AI have an impact on revenue streams by enabling dynamic pricing models. They can make personalized product offerings, and they can make new service-based models. So for example, when you go out to have ride sharing, such as Uber, they're looking at who's available, they're looking at who's driving, they're looking at how many people are getting on the app, and they're using AI to implement surge pricing. So if there are too many people that want to ride at the same time, they actually increase the price, which not only discourages a couple people from wanting the ride, but also encourages drivers to come on and provide more rides. So this adjusts fares in real time based on the data of demand and supply conditions. So this not only optimizes the revenue, but also ensures service availability by incentivizing the drivers to meet demand, as I just mentioned. And any AI-based servitization model, such as anticipatory maintenance of Caterpillar earth-moving equipment. So imagine that you could put a sensor on a very critical component of a big complex machine, and then you could rent out the uptime on using that machine. So that opens up new revenue streams. Another interesting component of a business model is the key activities component. So the key activities is pretty much self-defined by the name. It's what are the activities that you need to do to pull off or implement or execute your business model. And here we can say that data and AI influence the key activities by automating the processes, enhancing decision-making, and driving research and development. So automation of routine tasks frees up resources for strategic activities, and AI-enhanced analytics improve decision-making accuracy and speed. So if you think of the case of Zara, which is a clothing retailer, they use AI. They actually make the clothing, the textiles, and then ship it to their own retailers. They use AI to optimize their supply chain and inventory management. So by analyzing the sales data, customer preferences, and fashion trends, Zara can quickly adjust their production and distribution plans, and thus ensuring that popular items are restocked quickly and efficiently, which is very, very important in the fast fashion sector.